Hey, what's up, Playboy? Back at you again, man. You got to understand, man, throughout this, new process of you becoming a parent, a single parent, right? With this woman that you lay down and have kids with, things will change on you. So, in the previous videos, we talked about what it was like when she becomes that new woman again, when she starts to be out and about, when she gets out from under that shell, and how it is adjusting to just being a co-parent, period, man. From being, together, having a child, doing everything as a couple, to now you're doing it as a single dude. So today, I just want to talk to you a little bit about what it's like now having a visitation schedule, bro. What it's like having a visitation schedule. And you have to understand, when I come to you, bro, it's just to talk to you about some things that nobody might have talked to me about. That nobody sat down and said, hey, bro, it's going to be like this, and that. It's going to be these certain things that you're going to encounter. You're going to feel this way. Get prepared in this way for these situations. So we just want to talk about a little bit of visitation right now, man, and how that's going to affect you moving forward and how you can deal with that so that you can move through this phase, in a graceful way, because it's not going to stop. Most likely you're not getting back with her. So visitation is going to be a thing that continues to go on even when you get into a new relationship, and if she does so as well. So, bro, probably the main thing that men have to get used to, that nobody accounts for, is the fact that you have to get used to not seeing your children every day. Because up until this point, bro, you've seen them every single day, right? So you might have a child that's 5 years old. That's 5 years of seeing your child every day. You expect to see them every day. They come home from school to your home. When you come home from work, you see them. When you wake up in the morning, you see them. On the weekends, you're around them for hours and hours and hours because you were with that other parent. So when you go to not being with that other parent, now the time that you have to spend away from your child increases greatly, and you don't really, it's hard to get ready for that. It's hard to get ready for that, because even if you see them half of the week and she has them the other half, even if it's 3.5 days, y'all split it right down the middle, bro, that's 3.5 days, 72 plus hours that you go in a row without seeing your child. And bro, that's hard. I don't care what anybody says, bro, that's hard to do. And so most people don't account for the feelings that you're going through. You're already going through a breakup. You're already going through the hurt and anguish of that, getting used to that. Even if you were the cause, most likely you didn't plan for it. You didn't get yourself ready for it, not emotionally anyway, most of the time, not mentally. So you're in a new phase. So you got to go without seeing your children and then hoping, praying that they're okay all the time, because you were able to protect them physically when you were there with just your presence. So when you're going to bed at night, they're in the next room. They're not across town, right? They're not in another house. Sometimes, depending on the age, depending on what's going on with you and the mom, you don't even know where they're laying their head. Meaning, they could be staying at grandma's house that night. They could be staying at her godparents. They could be staying at an aunt or uncle's house, right? And nobody's saying you have a problem with them doing that. But it could be a random Tuesday, a random Friday, a random Saturday, and you are laying down at night and you don't necessarily know exactly where they're at. That's a hard thing to get around, bro, mentally. It's just tough. But it's something that you can get through because, just like anything else, bro, it's things that's going to come that you didn't think you can get through, and now you will be able to. But it is tough. So you have to prepare yourself to not know all the time. You're going to have to be okay not knowing. You're going to have to build some trust in your head, bro, because you drive yourself crazy. You got to know, I laid down and had a baby with somebody. I did trust them at one time. I still do trust them to keep my child safe or children safe. And I'm not going to lose sleep over thinking of all the things that could happen. You have to think positively. God, they'll be okay. Everything will go just as planned. But you have to have some faith, bro. And you got to be mentally strong. You got to develop that. You got to be okay with not knowing exactly where they are all the time. Did they go to bed? Did they pray before they went to bed? Did they eat before they went to bed? There's a lot of things you're just not going to know just because you aren't there. But that is a hard thing to go through. And you might need to talk to somebody sometimes. Because, bro, you are a human being. You are a man. You are strong. You get stuff done. But you do also have feelings. So it's nothing wrong with you maybe talking to your parents, right? Seeking out a friend that might have gone through a separation and say, bro, how did you feel not being with your children, after being with them for so many years every night? Just dealing with that part, not being able to see when they go to bed, or when you lay down knowing that they're not in the next room. How did you go through that? You got to speak to people, bro. See what they've been going through and things that help them get through it, man, because it's going to help you. Man, also, bro, you got to deal with asking for permission to get your children. Asking for permission. And I know the wording of it makes it seem a little harsh, because you like, Mark, I'm not asking for permission to see my kids. I'm getting my kids when I want to. But bro, check this out. If she don't want you to get them, you ain't gonna get them. I don't know where you live, but this is America. And homie, if she say you're not getting your kids tonight, you're not getting your kids. Now I understand you might have gotten a custody agreement in place. And a lot of the time you're going to get your children when you think you are, but just understand that there are times where if she say, no, you're not because I got something going on tomorrow. No, you're not because it's storming outside and I don't want them outside. No, you're not because I'm not feeling you today. Bro, there's nothing, you can't go take them. Most of the time you just can't go take them. So you have to be okay with transitioning from I see them every day to now I have to ask for permission to see them. That's tough. That is very tough. And if it's something that you're not used to, bro, you're not going to be good at it. See, most of these things that you're going through now in this new phase, bro, you can't expect yourself to be good at it, proficient at it. You haven't done it before. Why would you be good at something you haven't done before? That doesn't make any sense. So you got to have some grace with yourself that's going to be a little bit uneasy. Hey, do you mind if I get them on Saturday and take them to the carnival? Just even the thought of asking that question is a little bit odd, because you hadn't had to do that when you were in a relationship with them. But you got to do that now. And the best way for you, once again, we always talk about mental toughness, man. We always talk about getting your emotions in check. When you have your emotions in check, bro, you're ready for the inevitable. Man, she says no, she says no. Or you can't go off the cuff and start calling her out her name, cussing her out and arguing with her. Because sometimes it's going to happen. Things might change. Oh, I forgot they got a birthday party to go to. Oh, I forgot I had planned something else, a play date. Oh, I forgot I told my mom they could go with them. It happens sometimes. So be emotionally prepared that you may have to ask for permission to get your children. Might not go your way. Might not go your way. And rejection is tough to deal with, bro, in that regard, because again, you took part in making those children, right? You took part in taking care of them for those first couple years. You paid bills where that child lays their head. So you feel like the rejection should not come from the other parent. You feel like, hey, there's no way that she should be rejecting me. But bro, it can happen and it will happen. And guess what, Playboy? Sometimes she's going to reject you just to get on your nerves. Because now she's the ex. And there may not be other ways that she can get on your nerves. So she may use the children to get on your nerves. How about that? Many men have suffered many times, bro, just because she wanted to make your life difficult. It might look like you're having too much fun being single. It might look like you're having too much fun. You're enjoying yourself. You're dating now. You done slimmed down. You're at the gym, huh? You're getting a couple dollars. She might want to make your life hell by rejecting the advances that you make to see your children, bro. Nah, you can't get them this weekend. Hey, yo, I thought, I get them every Saturday. Yeah, well, not this Saturday. And bro, she might reject you just to have them kids in the house all day. Mental toughness. Because it's going to be some things you got to deal with that you're not used to dealing with. That's one of them. But like we say about everything, all right, you know what, you're right. I'm going to get them next week, though. You know what I mean? I'll call you back next week. I'll call you back in 2 days. She might be over herself in 2 days. But just be ready to deal with the rejection after you asked for permission to get your own children. Tough part to deal with, bro. And they rarely ever talk to you about that. People rarely ever talk to you about that when you talk to them about getting married, being a couple, having children. They don't talk to you about this phase, man. They don't talk to you about this phase. So it's a lot of reasons why she could reject your advances to come get your children. You just trying to be a father, bro. They'll scream and holler when you don't want to be one. And even when you are trying to be one, they can reject you visiting them. It's going to happen. You got to be mentally tough. And the best way always, brother, what I've seen is The best reaction is no reaction. Now, I don't care how mad you are. You yelling and screaming at her isn't going to make her say, you know what? You're right. Come on and get him. That never happens, bro. Never, ever happens. You're just better off saying, you know what, sis? You right. I got to get him next week, but you got to understand something. I work. I got a schedule. I make plans. I do this. I do that. I don't really have time for the last minute stuff. You know what I'm saying? But you keep control of your emotions at all times, bro, because it's absolutely going to happen to you, you know? And the better you, the only thing that you can control is how you handle it. That's the only thing you can control. Now, what that will probably make you do is come up with a schedule to see them and not just start calling. See, I feel like the schedules are the best, bro. And for most of us, let's be clear about something, man. If you're a man that's operating the way you're supposed to be as a man, you should have schedules for almost everything. Schedules, a schedule to go to the gym, a schedule for work, a schedule for when you do yard work, when you do housework, a schedule for when you hang out with your friends. Almost everything you do repetitively should be on some type of schedule. Some type of schedule. But why would that be any different with your children? And so what makes it hard a lot of times is, bro, we know women don't always abide by schedules, right? They don't operate the same way we do a lot of times, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. That's how they live their lives. But because they don't operate off schedules like that, sometimes they will also reject that thought, okay? But you got to be firm. Hey, sis, we need a schedule. I'm organized. And for me to stay organized, I need to have a schedule for when I'm going to see my children. So, bro, you figure out the days and nights that you're going to have your children. The best way, and I know it's tough sometimes, is to keep them overnight, bro. Keep them overnight. You go pick them up on a Wednesday. I'm going to drop them off at school on Thursday. I'm going to pick them up on Thursday. I'm going to drop them off to your mama's house on Saturday afternoon, 12 o'clock. And you keep it the same. So that way you ensure that you're going to see them when you're supposed to see them. You ensure that you're going to see them on a regular basis. When you don't have a schedule, bro, you open yourself up to not only have to ask for permission a lot, but you also open yourself up for more rejection, okay? When there's a schedule, hey, I'm getting them Wednesday afternoon after school and I'm keeping them till Saturday morning. There's not as much rejection, and I got to be honest with you, bro. Most of the time, when a female thinks that she is making out by giving you a schedule, they don't reject it. When they think they're making out, oh, he keeps them from Wednesday to Saturday, girl. He just don't know. He be giving me all types of free time. Okay, cool. Whatever you got to think, sis. But a lot of times when they think that they have the advantage, they will allow you to have that schedule and not get in the way. All the whole time, you know you're winning, bro, because you're getting to spend time with your children. Because that's the real win, right? But the schedule helps everybody. It helps everybody. It even helps you because now it forces you to plan the other things that you do in your life as well. And you have to stick to them, right? You have to stick to them because you can't make plans for your children and not make plans for the gym, work, overtime, hanging out with other friends, just all the things that you have to do. It all syncs. So then you start becoming more organized because of that. So it actually starts to help you. So making the schedules, paramount, bro, to your success. Paramount. Trust me on that. So you want to get a schedule down. You want to talk to her about the schedule. She may not agree with the schedule just because it's something that you came up with, of course. But you figure it out, bro, and you move on. And that's all you got to do is hold true to it. You can't tell her you're going to be there Wednesday at 5, bro, and then you changing up. Oh, I'm going to just come get them Thursday. Then the next week you're like, oh, I want to get them on Tuesday instead of the Wednesday. Nah, you got to stick to your schedule. You make it the same schedule every week. You get them for a block of days. That's normally the best. You might have to organize some type of accommodations. You have a block of days, bro, or you just have them, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, however you do it. You have to start making accommodations because now that's new. You didn't have to make accommodations before. If you had to work overtime, bro, most of the time the other parent just picked them up from daycare or school and you just dealt with it that way. But now you don't live with that person anymore. And my suggestion is that person is not the first line of defense when you need someone to help you. A lot of times, guys, we can go to our mothers. But if you don't have that resource, you got to find a lady in your neighborhood, bro. A lot of times an older lady that you can trust, a neighbor, that's going to be your best line of defense, bro. Sometimes you got to find you a little teenager that can babysit, little teenage girl in your family perhaps, that can come over and babysit, 14, 15 years old, that can sit with the kids hour or two when you got to go to the grocery store, when you got to run errands, when there's something that you have to go do. Make the accommodations on your side because you can then control the accommodations. You can't always call her, oh, I got to work overtime next week, so I'm going to need you to get them. And bro, you're giving away control, and then it gets weird. It gets weird, bro. So you got to step up, be a man. I know it's hard because you haven't had to do this. You haven't had to do it. You're new at it. So, bro, you don't have to be great at it, but you do have to put an effort towards making the right decisions in this regard. So you have to come up with the babysitter. You have to come up with a family member that can help you out when things get a little bit tricky. But you can't put it back on mom. That's not going to help you in the long run. You got to learn how to deal with this. Maybe at some point you'll have a partner and you can trust in that person to help you out with the kids. But right now, you got to make accommodations. Again, it's new. You're not good at it, but you will get good at it, brother. I promise you that. Now, this is a big one. Again, we rarely talk about this type of stuff, man, because, you know, you don't normally no handbook on this. But, bro, you have to be okay having the children when she goes to have fun. When she goes to have fun. Because now she's single. See, you didn't have to deal with this before. Before, she was going out to hang out a little bit. She'd go out hang out with her friends. She'll be home at some point. Y'all still together. The emotions and feelings that are running through your body when she drops your children off and you know that she's dressed and she's going to have fun. Bro, that's a different feeling that goes through your body. It's a different feeling that goes through your body. Now, I'm going to suggest that you talk to somebody that has been through this before because only someone that has been through this before, another male, can understand the feelings that you're going through, right? You also have to approach these type situations like you do anything else. We say get ready for them mentally so that your emotions can stay intact. And you shut your mouth, bro. I'm going to tell you on every video, bro, shut your mouth. I don't care how you feel about how she's dressed, where she's going, how late she's going to be out, who she's going with, what car they taking, how long they going to be there. None of that stuff matters. Shut your mouth. Nothing you say is going to help you. Nothing you say to her is going to help you. Bro, if you got to write your feelings down in a journal, if you got to make some recordings on your phone for only you to listen to, if you got to call and talk to a dude that has gone through this before and you know him, you trust him like that, that's what you got to do. But bro, just be clear. There are times that you are supposed to get your children and she will purposely make plans to go do stuff when you have the children because you're her most reliable babysitter, of course, and that's cool. But bro, on purpose so that you see her in the outfit, that you see her with friends in the car, that you hear about a party that she was at. Oh my God. You know how that go. It's tough. You didn't have to deal with that before. See, before, y'all got a babysitter. The kids went to her mom's, your mom's. Then both of y'all went y'all separate ways. Then you hooked back up at home. Now you're not doing that. Now you're sitting around watching children's movies on Disney, bro. And she's out having the time of her life. Hurts. It can hurt sometimes. That's a natural feeling. There's not a man in this world, bro. There's not a man in this world that ain't had his feelings hurt, bro. Don't think you the first one. But each and every one of them will tell you, you don't react, you don't say anything, and you never let that person see you sweat, bro. Nope, not at all. You deal with the feelings. And you get them out. You might have to do some self-talk. You might have to take a walk a little bit. You might do what you got to do. Have a workout. But you never let that person that you're feeling some type of way about, you never let them know how you're feeling. That's not going to work. And you always hold true because I hear about some guys that will say, oh, nah, I'm not watching them so you can go out and party. Call your mom. That's not what a real man does, family. Because the kids also get used to seeing you, and you know what mom does. Oh, you going to stay with your dad tonight? I know you can't wait to see your dad. So if you cancel, what you think she's saying to them kids, bro? Come on, man. So we owe ourselves and we owe our children to be mentally tough and emotionally stable when we're going through these type situations. So, bro, having to visit with your child, having a schedule, dealing with the rejection, having to ask for permission, right? Having to have an actual schedule. And, bro, having to deal with the fact that you guys aren't together now, so things change as far as what she's doing when you have the children. All these factors are tough to deal with. But, bro, I promise you, you can get through these things. You can get through these things very, very easily. Very, very easily. It just takes a little bit of practice. You have to find somebody that you can talk to, preferably a male that has gone through this before, okay? And when you involve yourself in all the other activities that you're supposed to as a man, positive affirmations, getting up early in the morning, having bedtimes, sleeping well, eating well, dieting well, exercising, getting involved in some type of combat, you're doing some type of learning, some journaling, you're advancing in your life and in your career, you have financial goals that you're trying to meet. And when you're doing all these things, it's a lot easier for you to stay focused throughout this transition. Because when all the other things are going well in your life, bro, your emotions stay intact a bit easier. All right? So it's a good talk, bro. Next video, we're going to get into some other things that you have to deal with while becoming a new single dad. All right? Some of the pitfalls and some of the highs and lows of being in this new position. So I'm going to get with you soon, my boy.